Today, we embark on an exciting journey through time, exploring the fascinating evolution of devised theatre. It's a unique form of theatre where the script is collaboratively made by a group of artists. From ancient rituals to modern experimental performances, devised theatre tells the story of human connection and creativity. Let's travel back to ancient times. Theatre, as we know it, originated in ancient Greece around the 5th century BCE. While the Greeks established formal plays, community rituals and storytelling were fundamental. Take a moment to picture this. Villagers gathered around a fire, elders sharing tales of gods, heroes, and life lessons. These rituals were not just performances, they were communal experiences that engaged the emotions and the feelings of everyone there. If we go to medieval times, we witness morality plays and mystery cycles. These were community-driven performances about, morality. And we saw a lot of religious stories often performed in town squares of a lot of towns, such as London, for example. Instead of written scripts, performances were improvised around this time, relying on the performers' interpretations and how the ensemble as a group worked. If we go to the Renaissance, theatre began to properly formalise. This is a huge time for devised theatre, but the roots of devised theatre work were still here in the Renaissance. Commedia dell'arte emerged in Italy, which was a dynamic form of theatre that used stock characters and improvised dialogues. In commedia, humour and physicality took centre stage, with performers creating stories on the spot on a loose framework. This laid groundwork for future collaborative creation between performers. Moving forward to the 18th century, we see more structured plays, but the essence of devised work remained vibrant in street performances and folk theatre. If we go forward to the 19th century, this era brought the rise of realism. While traditional scripts dominated theatre, such as traditional Shakespeare things and The Crucible and Streetcar Named Desire, to name a few, the notion of kind of working together, collaboration, surfaced a lot between the conflicts between the actors, the playwrights, and the directors, and everyone involved. But because of underground movements such as the absurdist theatre rise, it created the idea for questioning forms and methods of creation. If we go to the 20th century, more modern day, devised theatre started to really kind of come into what we see as movements shape the performance. Companies such as Living Theatre, Bread and Puppet Theatre embrace loads of creation by pushing the boundaries of performance. Devised theatre became kind of a rebellious act against traditional narratives, inviting the audience to be a part of the process. Today, improvised theatre is celebrated globally, whether it's through immersive experiences like Punch Drunk Sleep No More, or you get documentary theatre productions that kind of talk about social issues from Deviate with this verbatim style. The spirit of collaboration is entirely there. From community like generated works, talking about just local things to large scale things, talking about the climate and the political landscape of the world. It resonates with people because it reflects how we feel, our own voices, our own stories. Performers today often draw on their diverse backgrounds. We see lots of people from all over the world with various different cultures, and they're using their collective experiences and their upbringings and their life to come together and create something unique and quite impactful. So to wrap up our little section on what is devised theatre and the history of it, devised theatre is the collaboration of people, performers, lots of different diverse backgrounds coming together to create something unique and something special, creating a performance. And that's what makes devised theatre so different from scripted, because anyone can come in and do that, but devised is entirely personal to everyone involved, and it's a lot more passionate. And even though it's changed from modern day, we still see all these different aspects that are quite human about devised theatre. Our next section is practitioners and pioneers. We're first going to talk about Deviate Theatre. Deviate Theatre was founded in 1986 by Lloyd Newson. Newson led a group of dancers who were fed up with traditional forms and their lack of socio-political relevance. Deviate aimed to portray emotions and feelings more clearly through dance by incorporating film, text, acting, and various other techniques, allowing them to be both radical and accessible. They made various performances, such as Can We Talk About This? This is a piece that mixes physical movement and verbatim text from real world leaders to portray a message about struggling pains between British and Muslim communities. There's also Enter Achilles. This performance is about 8 British men who sit in a pub and talk. This performance tackles toxic masculinity and the stigma behind men's mental health. And finally, one of their performances is To Be Straight With You. This piece uses movement, film and animation to perform a text made entirely of real interviews to tackle topics of religion and sexuality. Deviate have various different devising techniques, but one of them is a multidisciplinary approach. A multidisciplinary approach requires people from various different backgrounds all coming together to create something using their uniqueness. Different cultures, different nationalities, religions. This allows for a vast array of ideas and perspectives to be shown to a wider audience. They also use text, voice, movement and film. This is exactly what it sounds like, mixing different forms of creation. It allows for an array of different and wider audiences to come in and access the shows that are being performed, allowing for the message to be spread to a wider audience, meaning that everyone is able to come and see the theatre, which is currently dying. Our next group is Peeping Tom. Peeping Tom is a Belgian group founded in 2000 by Gabriella Carrizo and Frank Chartier. The pair met each other when they were working in Belgium, and they created the company to spread their message in their own unique, contorted way. The company's produced 12 shows and across different parts of Europe, and the name Peeping Tom refers to voyeurism. They started with their first performance, Caravana, where they wanted the audience to look through windows of a trailer home, making them feel as if they were watching something they shouldn't have, kind of creating that taboo feel about their performances. Peeping Tom uses cinematographic techniques such as sound, lighting, and a camera zoom. company often constructs sets before developing the characters to kind of understand the world that they're putting these people into. They've highlighted the wall of sound to convey the character's psychological states and how they feel in the actual performance. Such as ballet. This virtuosity is not used for beauty but to kind of excel the inner psychology and states of trauma. They also use distorted realism where they start realistically but then destroy it.
The theater of Aspendus on Turkey's Mediterranean coast is the best preserved. Almost everywhere else, theaters were leveled by earthquakes or pulled apart for their stone. But here, thanks to the quality of the original construction and the fact that the theater became a palace and caravanserai in the Seljuk period, we can still experience what a Roman theater looked and felt like. The theater of Aspendus was built between 161 and 168 AD, during the reign of Marcus Aurelius. Curtius Auspicatus, two wealthy brothers, built it for the emperors and the local gods, which is a nice way to cover all bases. The Aspendus Theater follows the standard Roman design. It's a mostly freestanding structure. The seats make a semicircle, and the stage building is connected to the seats. Greek theaters, by contrast, were inevitably built into hills, typically had a seating arc greater than 180 degrees, and were often equipped with a small stage building that was not connected to the rest of the theater. The Skyne Franz, the elaborate colonnaded facade of the stage building, is almost the only part of the theater that has not survived its entirety. You can see its outline, an elaborate two-story structure with